Do me a favor and ignore the hair, because it was really curly and I threw it up into a sloppy bun and now I feel like I'm in a Texas pageant. Hey guys, it's Misty from the Book Rat, and it's time for my July TBR. If you follow me for any length of time, you'll know that I'm doing Austen in August next month, so it's all Jane Austen-based books, retellings, adaptations, things like that. So of course July is my month of reading it. Now I have been reading, some Jane Austen-y things here and there for the last couple months, so I'm down to the last of my stack. And I didn't request any books this year because I want to try to read some of the ones that I've had sitting on my shelves. For now, I think I'm going to just read the ones I have and then spotlight some others and pull the authors in, in different ways. Almost everything I'll be reading this month is Jane Austen based, though there will be a thing or two in there that's not. So I'm going to get right into the Jane Austen-y goodness. First up, for the last 3 Jane Austen events, I did a read-along. First we did Pride and Prejudice, then we did Persuasion, and this year we are doing Mansfield Park. This is the only one that I haven't read a billion times, partly because I didn't own a copy other than what was in my giant bind-up, which is just too heavy, and partly because it's just my least favorite. If you're looking to participate in Austen in August in some way that's a little more casual, and you want to read along Mansfield Park with us, please do so. You don't have to participate in the questions if you don't want to. You can just talk about it on your own or not talk about it at all, but there will be a focus on Mansfield Park this year. If you've never read Jane Austen, I'm a little hesitant to tell you to start with this one because I don't want you to not want to read Jane Austen anymore. There are more fun books and there are easier books to tackle, so if you're hesitant, contact me, leave a comment or something, and I'll, talk to you personally about which one I think you should go for and which one would be more suited for you to start with. But for the rest of you, please join me in reading Mansfield Park. Let's see if we can all redeem Fanny in our minds a little bit, and there's no excuse for Edmund, so don't try to convince me. I'm finally going to put my beautiful Jane Austen set to use. So yay for that. That's the only one that's actually by Jane Austen that I'll be reading this month, and the rest are adaptations and continuations and things that were inspired by. I need to finish up First Impressions and Second Glances. These will be really quick, so I'm not too concerned about that, and I'm almost done with First Impressions. I probably would have been done with them completely by now, but I got a little lazy in June. Sass and Serendipity by Jennifer Ziegler. A lot of you seemed pretty interested in this one or curious about this one, so I figured I'd go ahead and work it in, and I'm sure it's going to be a really quick read. Either Impulse and Initiative or The Man Who Loved Pride and Prejudice by Abigail Reynolds, just because I want to read something by Abigail Reynolds for the event because I love her, and if you followed me last year you'll know that Fitzwilliam Darcy, Last Man in the World kind of took over my brain, and I read it 4 times over the course of the year last year. Every time I was just kind of craving something like that, so maybe these will have a similar response. And I'll probably read a few more stories in The Road to Pemberley, which is a short story anthology with a ton of Austenite authors in it. So I like to kind of read a few stories each year to get a feel for some of the authors that I haven't read yet, and just have those little quick things to work in between the books. And I also like to be able to review short stories, at least one set of short stories in each event, so that those of you that just want something quick for that theme will have something to look for. And the same is true of Jane Austen Made Me Do It, which is another short story collection, this one edited by Laurel Ann Nattrass, and I'm definitely looking forward to diving back into some of these because the ones I read last year were really fun. I also have Yours Affectionately Jane Austen, which will be read, but I'm not sure what I did with it. In theory it should be on the Jane Austen shelf, but I must have already pulled it off in preparation and just don't know where I put it. So that will be read as soon as I find it. As for non-Janey things, I'm going to try to read the Jane stuff as quickly as I can and really power through it. That way I'm more prepared and can get Austen in August all set up for you guys, because I kind of snuck away to Chicago this weekend and went to ALA for a day. So I have a lot of things that I both want and need to read. I really want to start them at least in July, especially some of the ones that are coming out sooner, because I know August will be busy with all of the, writing and organizing and gathering of guest posts and interviews and things like that. So I want to get as much done as early as I can in July, I have at least one book that's a review book that I wanted to get to this month, and I'll be pulling things from my ALA stack. I hadn't planned on doing a stack of 5, but I think I will pull out 5 of the ALA books that I'm most eager for or that I think are doable and let you guys decide. So, what the heck? I will. I'm going to do a stack of 5. You can find that here. But before you click over there, I'll be reading Outside the Spotlight by Sophie Weeks, which is going to kind of fit in with the Jane stuff just because it is a sort of adaptation-y book. It's sort of a quirky little story about a girl who lives in Christmas, the town of Christmas, and wants to escape it. She's sick of everything being Christmas. And there's Sherlock Holmes in there. I read an excerpt of it and it was really quirky and cute, and it's super thin, so that shouldn't be an issue at all. That's what I will definitely be reading. I'll try to read as much from ALA as I can. I might not be able to resist reading more than I should from ALA, but let me know what you think of the Jane books. If you're planning on reading anything particular for Austen and August, let me know in the comments. If you want to be involved, there is a form you can fill out on the blog. I'll link it below so that you can let me know what you're interested in doing. I promise it's really fun. If you've never participated in a blog event, even if you're not a blogger or a vlogger, you can email me a post. You don't have to have a website yourself. It's really fun, and it's a really great community to kind of get into. Everyone's really active, so I think you should. But that's all from this TBR. Let me know what you think of the books in the comments, and make sure to hop over to the stack of 5 so that you can vote on which ALA arc I will be reading this month. That's all for now, and as always, happy reading!